Hey, everybody, welcome to today's show. We're getting down to the end of the year, and so a lot of people are starting to come up with their resolutions and going to make the world a better place.
New year, new me.
There you go. So Johnny's going to pipe in with us today and tell us what he does. And so just coming up with some different ideas instead of the same old resolutions that I can never seem to stick with. I'm Karen. I'm a CPA, entrepreneur with big ideas, and I'm the mom.
I'm Cadie. I'm a payroll specialist, business owner, and detail-oriented person that makes things happen, and I'm the daughter. Welcome to Cheers to Business.
Okay, ladies, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So
I love the new year.
it's a reset, right? You get to bad or good, look over the year, and then you get to say, hey, what did I do well, and what can I do better next year? But you get that reset button.
How can I make what I sucked at better?
Or what I'm awesome at, keep doing well.
Okay.
So I am terrible at resolutions because they kind of set you up for failure, because a lot of times you say something very specific, like I want to make $100,000 next year, or I want to increase my sales by 21%.
I want to lose 30 pounds.
Right. There's a guy named Chris Brogan that I learned this system from called the 3-word mindset. It gets away from the exact specific thing that you kind of lay out for yourself and kind of gets more into a mindset or a philosophy for the year. So the idea is you're going in a direction, but the 3-word mindset is this. You pick 3 words that you're going to keep in front of you the whole year. So you might write them on like something around your desk. You're going to put it in everything. You're going to write it in your daily journal. And those 3 words are going to help you go forward in those goals, in those directions all year. So mine this year is Army, routine, and less. And I'm a solopreneur, meaning I have Deep Fried Studios. I'm by myself. I have all these shows. I have a lot of growth this year. So I've got to build an army around me.
Delegate.
I've got to do that. So Army, and I want the discipline of it. Army has a very chain of command. Things work a certain way, and I want to build an army this year. So that is, now, is it going to be...
I like it.
Now, January 2nd, is it going to be an army? No. I've got to start building the army. The second thing is I need routine, meaning the idea is because I'm all over the place, I've got to learn how to start setting a certain plan during the day. Structure and plan during the day. So routine works for me for that.
Katie's the queen of structure.
I can see that. I think she's very much, and she's the type A person. She probably makes lists.
Yes.
I will add something to my list so that I can cross it off.
Yeah, but you get a shot of dopamine when you do that. Your brain actually gives you a sense of joy when you do that. I know people that do that, right? Even though they've done it, it was on their list, they add it to check it off.
Yes.
Hey, whatever works is what I say.
I mean, it works.
And the last thing I have is less, the word less, meaning...
Work less.
Well, I tend to do things, and I'm also a graphic designer. So I tend to over-design things, and I'm wanting to do where it's more minimal because it's more impactful. So the idea is to do less with also don't over-plan for a lot of things.
See, I call myself efficient, not lazy.
Everyone kind of figures out. I tend to go one way or the other. I don't plan at all, or I over-plan.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find balance, and maybe that word should be balance at the end.
Just let it be.
But I like the word less because I have to remind myself as I'm working, even podcast, is the idea of like, are we over-explaining too much? Are we saying, because sometimes we need you to just say 5 minutes, not 25 minutes. And the idea is, can it get to that point? Is it impactful? Does it give you the same dynamics if you can give something in less than more? And that's the way I want to think about things. So that's my 3-word mindset. It's not specific what I'm doing. I am working in the right direction, and I'm not getting upset because I didn't reach the number 21% or 30 pounds. The idea is I'm moving forward in 3 things that will really change so many it will impact other things in my life in a positive way.
That's affirmations.
Okay.
Affirmations are when something that you want to start to believe, what is it? How many days to form a habit? 21, 31, whatever.
That's right, 21 days, yeah.
21 days. And so I read this book, and this literally helped me decide to leave my job and open up my own business, the CPA firm.
So it's a program that you go through.
It was a book I read. I designed it, but it's the affirmations are that you pick words meaningful to you that you want to what do you want to become? So I guess it's like the same thing. And I've repeated this to myself for 21 straight days, made myself do it on the way to work every single day. And I would say to myself over and over, I am a fair, honest, confident adult. And, adult may be, you think loosely, anybody over 18. It's not. Because I know 60-year-old people who do not act like an adult.
Well, that's adulting. And it's very difficult.
It is very.
Yeah.
I didn't want to swallow, think, breathe, whatever you got to do to not react and throw a tantrum, because that's not being an adult. And you cannot operate in this business world successfully, I think, acting like a child. And so it was very important to me that
you
everything
be childlike,
be fair.
but don't act like a child.
True, because Cadie would say I'm childlike. Right, Cadie?
Totally. I want to get my 3 words.
Well, do your 3 words.
You have to help me.
I sent this information to you guys, and we didn't really talk about it. And I'm kind of glad you didn't do your 3 words.
Yeah.
Because I want you to do your 3 words. For the next show, you can talk to your audience about it, and actually get your audience to also do their 3 words too.
I love that.
Well, that's what I would love for you to help me get my 3 words,
Sure.
and then that way people know kind of how to get there.
So the first thing you have to do is you need to sit down and look back on your year, because you can't just come up with your words unless you have to look backwards to go forwards. So the idea is I would write down 5 things that I would say are successes that you did in the last year, and 5 things you wish you'd have done better. Okay, then start looking for patterns. Things that I did these things really well because I did these, and think in adjectives. I was consistent. I was gritty. Think about those things. And then the negative side would be, I procrastinated, or figure out those words and use adjectives. Then go back and see if there's tendencies and trends and patterns. And the idea is accentuate the patterns that are positive, try to eliminate the ones that are negative. But you cannot come up with your words until you see where you've been before.
I agree with 100% with all of that. I still think that people need to reinforce that word, the 21 days, whatever it becomes a habit, so that you're actively thinking about each word every single day.
But that's the whole, and you keep you print those words. Get stickers made, put it on your wallpaper of your computer, maybe put it on the wallpaper of your phone, create something where those words are top of mind all the time.
In your face.
So if you want to know more about the 3-word mindset, it comes from a blogger named Chris Brogan, Brogan. He does it every year, and he's a great blogger.
I'm going to have to look him up.
He's amazing. He owns owner.com, and I think he made his first $1 million by the time he was 20 years old.
Oh, cool.
The reason why resolutions don't work is you upset yourself because you don't go 21 days, and you end up giving up your resolution before January is even over.
Or you do it, hey, I want to lose 30 pounds, and then let's say that you do it.
Right.
All right, well, now what?
But now
and
what?
then you
Yeah.
just gain it back. It's just anything that hard.
Then the next year's I'm going to lose 40 pounds.
Well, but what I like is the idea of I want to lose 30 pounds. It's go bigger than that. It's I want to be healthier. I want, so you think the idea of healthy maybe is the word, or robust, or stronger, or something like that. So you take those words where they're bigger meanings than just a very specific thing set in on a map. It's more like the whole map, not just a specific destination.
As far as what are you thinking? Don't worry about the individual word, but what's on your...
I want to be better at marketing in a certain way, not necessarily every company. And then, I'd like to be healthier. I need to be healthier.
Maybe that's a good idea. So I said, do the 5 things you really thought you got positive this year, 5 things you wish you'd done better. Maybe you start writing down just free thought. Just start thinking about all these things in a big list, and that's where you'll see those patterns. You'll go, you'll start classifying. Oh, this is business. Oh, this is health. Oh, this is family. And then the idea is figure out where they all connect, because at this show there's an underlying message of this show is there really isn't there's a blurry line between family, life, and business. We tend to don't really see the very distinct lines. So, and I'm okay with that, because, and by the way, my favorite people that I'm around think that way too, because business, we love what we do.
Having fun.
It is. It's fun. It's important. I hate to say we live on this planet for if we're lucky 80 something years, and we end up working 60 something years of it, but it does.
But if you're enjoying it, it's not working.
I've had crappy jobs, because I had to pay the bills.
But you have friends text you or email and go, where have you been? Missed you. Do you not like me anymore? Not that simple, but and you feel guilty for about 5 minutes, and then you're off on a tangent and work again, and you forget about it. And I want to get back with those old friends that I've had my whole life.
So maybe the word might be time, or something like make time.
Oh, that's a big word, yeah.
But the idea is you'll get it, and like I said, read. What's great about Chris Brogan's website is, again, just Google Chris Brogan 3-word mindset. He has got the last 10 years, and he's got really cool words, and he'll tell you why he does it, And maybe that's something too, is write the 3 words, and then maybe write a sentence or 2 to say what that word means.
I think for that, the word for that would be reach.
Connect. works for life and business. So that would be maybe a word that you could use because it encompasses a much larger sphere.
Ooh, that's interesting. I see how that works. Cadie, can you think of any that you think might be possible for you?
I don't have exact words yet because, I don't want to just pick them in a rush. I'd rather really kind of ponder. But just, being a better leader, more thoughtful, taking better care of myself, and just being more focused. This year, I've always been that, planner type person. But this year I was diagnosed with ADHD because it just got to a point where I couldn't focus, and I've never struggled with that. So really going into next year, as far as not so much having a plan every day, because the moment I do that, things change, but being more focused about what I want.
So the first year I went to treatment and started doing the behaviorist and taking the medication. One of my words was aware. I wanted to be aware. So that means, being present where I am somewhere, being aware of things I'm working on, and that word helped me out a lot.
I like that.
And it wasn't just focused. It was really this kind of a word that empowered me to say, be aware of what's going on, aware of what you're trying to do, aware of what your purpose is.
So really, I think I'm going to just write a list of random things that are coming to mind, and then try to figure it out from there.
And I like when they connect multiple things, like your connect. I think that kind of just helps, not broaden it, but...
Well, I like how it sticks to 3 words because it can connect, like you're saying, to more than one thing. But I think of those both things, but I only have to have one word.
Exactly. So once you pick these 3, do you keep them, or can you change them?
Again, the first time you do something, you're never the best at it. So you might not be the best at your
Such
first...
a hard thing
your
to
first
accept.
three words, you're correct. Well, maybe they should work on that. Maybe this may be ego, maybe is the word you need to work on.
Perfectionist.
Right. But I think the idea is I don't like rules. So the idea is you start with 3. If they're working out for you, great. You need to kind of stick to them if they really are really good. Okay. But my view is if you're kind of handling some of that, there's no reason why you couldn't add a word or 2, or you could maybe alter it. Again, I had one. I think one of the words I had one time was amoeba. Was the word that I used. Well, because I tend to be rigid sometimes, and the idea was to be more fluid.
Like Gumby.
Right, is to let things be a little softer than, because sometimes I get really, really to the point where it's got to be concrete.
What's that person, the blow up
That's
they do
all I was
sell cars?
picturing.
the wacky something guy, the wacky dancing guy.
That's right.
But that was a word I had. It was just in the word that I remembered the whole time because you kind of, if you need to push on one end, you push on one end, and that kind of word helped me because I was making too many concrete things when the world's not that way. The world changes. Like, you have to be adaptable in this world. So I don't like to make rules, but the idea is maybe you try to stick to them, but the idea is if not working out for you, for goodness sakes, pivot.
Awesome.
So one last thing. So I brought up my wife again a couple of times, but we do a couples and business retreat at the end of every year. This is our 4th year in a row. We go to Dolphin Island. We get a small house, and then we go through Michael Hyatt's end of the year reflection, and then 2019 goal setting and mindset too as well. And we use all those worksheets. So we do it for business owners, and we also do it as a couple. It's a small vacation, but we're actually working through it. And I did enough where we have an agenda for it.
It's a deduction.
It's a tax deduction. We write off the 90% of the trip because we did the research, and you have to have I'm not kidding you.
Yeah.
A scheduled day with time saying what you're doing and the purpose, and you stick to it. And we have all, like, if anybody ever audited me, I'm like, oh, you want to see my worksheet book? You can go through all my stuff.
That's awesome.
But it's no different than if I went to a retreat, Tony Robbins thing in Atlanta or something. We just have decided to use a self-guiding one that Michael Hyatt does. And Stacy facilitates that. Thank goodness she's so good at that. But it's pretty easy, and it asks you a lot of questions, and you have to do the work. And again, I poo-pooed this for the first year, and then I made fun of it, but I did see a lot of true benefits from doing that, and and I've looked forward to it every year now.
But you don't have to do, Dolphin Island or anything like that. I know part of the old firm was we would go to the country club for 2 days. Mm-hmm. Right, then everybody went to their house. Well, then we started doing the boats. The boats have small conference rooms you can use. That way you can go out to a nice dinner that night or gamble a little bit. So, I mean, there's all kinds of different ways to do it.
Yeah, I think the thing is find something that gets you out of your desk, or your living room. Kind of like get out of yourself a little bit and give yourself some space to see the world a little different. I love renting a hotel room just for a day. I mean, because you can mess it up. You don't have to clean it up when you leave, but it gives you a space to be able to, again, when you change your environment, you start changing the way you think. And then that's what you're trying to, and that's what we're trying to do in the whole thing. We're trying to change the way we do things, not to be in a rut.
The whole point, I think, too, is get out of your element. Get out of your office. There's too many distractions. You're going to take that phone call. You're
turn off the phone. Turn off the phone.
Yeah, you're going to tell that person that's at your door, yeah, come on in. And then that it stops your whole train of thought, and you won't accomplish anything. You have to get away from your office.
I appreciate y'all letting me talk about this. I really do believe in this stuff.
No, I'm life proof right there.
So next episode, when I'm producing and I'm not talking on the microphone, I'm going to make you give me your 3 words to share with your audience.
Yeah, because I want to hear what everybody else is thinking. And
so do y'all agree we should get the listeners to either go on the Facebook page, Cheers to Business, and give us their 3 words for 2019, and we'll do it through the whole month of January.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
You can go to the website. You can go to the website, cheerstobusiness.com. There's a contact page on there. You can just email us there. You can also go to the Facebook page, Cheers to Business, and be sure it's Cheers to Business with Karen and Cadie, because there's a Cheers to Business with two dudes.
Yeah,
but that's not them. So Cheers to Business Facebook page, and you can
the wine glass is helpful too.
The wine glasses are helpful, and you can send just any way message us, and we will. If you don't mind, we won't say your full name, but put your name out there. But we'd love to see what your 3 words are for 2019.
I would love to know also how they got to those words. Yeah. I mean, obviously they don't have to give too many personal details.
I think if we see a couple, we can pick some and then maybe get in contact with them and then have them call the voicemail, and because it's easier to talk about it than it's to write about it.
So, absolutely.
Yeah. So, can I do the cheers?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've been wanting to do one for.
Yeah. Go for it.
So, cheers to a better 2019 and of us being better every day.
Cheers.
Y'all, thank you so much for listening and being here with us today. I'm Karen.
I'm Cadie. Please be sure to subscribe to Cheers to Business podcast on iTunes or anywhere else that you get your podcast. Visit our Facebook and be sure to give us a like. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to discuss, shoot us an email from the website, cheerstobusiness.com.